$600 billion of deals that the Saudis are going to buy from the USA. And that's a good thing. I know a lot of people don't like Saudi Arabia. I'm not crazy about it. But if they're going to spend that kind of money, okay. Let's get another perspective on this. All right, I've been bloviating too long here. Let's bring in Edward Djerejian from the Kennedy School at Harvard up in Cambridge, Massachusetts. He is a former U.S. ambassador to Israel, appointed by President Clinton. Before that, ambassador to Syria, appointed by Ronald Reagan. Now, that can't ever happen again. So the professor is in a unique position. A Democrat appoints a very important position, Israel, after a Republican appointed him to Syria. But you never get that now because the two parties are so far apart. All right, in my analysis, Professor, did I make any mistakes here?
No, I don't think you're getting any mistakes, Bill. I think you characterized President Trump's modus operandi on foreign policy, I think, pretty well. He's, as we know, a transactional president. He's not a intellectual strategy president like Richard Nixon. But I like to define his methodology, Bill, as disruptive or constructive uncertainty. What do I mean by that? He throws out a lot of ideas, as we've seen, on domestic policy and foreign policy, and some of them really seem to be totally wild. But then it causes in the interlocutor, be it a country or another leader, it puts the interlocutor he's dealing with immediately on the back foot. How am I going to respond to this? And it sort of softens him up for the deal. And then he negotiates the deal. As we've seen on the tariffs with China, we've gone down from 145% down to 30%, and Chinese are putting in 10% against us. And this is his methodology throughout. And I think that's his methodology. I think his principled approach is America first in all dimensions, in domestic and foreign policy. What's good for America's prosperity, security, et cetera. And then the other thing I think is very important, and I may be dead wrong on this, but I really think inherently that Trump is adverse to America's engagement in foreign wars, the Vietnams, the Afghanistans, the Iraq wars. And he doesn't want, under his watch, to be an American president that is mired in yet another, for example, Middle East war. And this, I think, is really critical, because when you look at the team he's put together, it's really hard line. I won't call them neocons.
Let me jump in because I know something about this personally. You're absolutely right, 100% right. Trump doesn't want any armed conflict. He'll threaten, he'll be bellicose. We're going to go invade Panama, or we're going to do this. But he doesn't want to do it. He won't do it unless we're attacked. And the proof here this week is that he went to the Gulf without consulting Netanyahu in Israel at all. And Netanyahu is an armed confrontation guy. He wants to wipe out every Hamas, Hezbollah terrorist that he can find. Trump doesn't want that. And that's one of the reasons he got the hostage out. Now, not many people know this, but I was directly involved in December of last year in the hostage negotiations. And I can't really explain on television why, but there was a reason that I was involved as a private citizen. And that was when a lot of the hostage laydown happened. Not before Trump was inaugurated, because both administrations were involved. And as you know, as former ambassador to Israel, there's so many different factions over there working against each other that Trump has just said, blank this. I'm going to do what I want because I'm the big dog, and they're just going to have to follow in line. And that's what's happening over there.
I could agree with you. It's exactly what he did, and it's remarkable. There's such a body of public opinion in Israel pressuring Netanyahu to prioritize the remaining hostage releases. I think there are 51 now.
24 alive, they say.
24
And I
alive,
think
right.
I think that number is solid because Trump has sent a message to the Hamas people: you lie to me, then I'm going to let Netanyahu loose. So I think it's 24
Right.
alive. All right, I have to. I'm using this interview as a personal, and this is kind of like the gutter plane. This is personal to me. I'm going to China in 10 days, and I'm meeting with a lot of Xi's guys. So, I mean, I'm doing this, again, as a journalist, number one, but as a private citizen, number two. So I'll be carrying some messages over to Beijing. I have no experience with the Chinese. Can I be me over there? Can I just no spin it and say, look, this is the deal? Can I do that?
Oh, I think you can. I think they've done their homework on you, Bill.
Yeah, they invited me.
They
They
invited you.
me.
They've done work on you, and so that's a green light right there. No, I think you can be. I think you can be very open in your characteristic way with the Chinese. But if you're asking my advice, one thing I would do is first I'd listen to what they have to say. Listen and try and convey that you know where they're coming from. You want to hear where they're coming from, and then you listen to what they say, and then you discuss that and see if there's any common ground.
No, I will.
Determine
it's a Q&A at the Beijing Club. I didn't even know there was a Beijing Club. I'm glad it's inside. For every question they ask me, I'm going to ask them a question. That's what it's going to be. So I'm going to do exactly what you recommend. Hey, Professor, it's a pleasure to talk with you. I hope you come back. And if you see anything interesting, just let us know. We appreciate your, realistic view of the world rather than a partisan view. Thank you very much. Thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on X. Look for @Bill O'Reilly.